Here's my audience. We have one virtual guy here. Are you trying to prop that up somewhere?
Yeah, I got you.
Just put it.
I'm just looking. I'll hold it, bro.
Okay. Well, we don't have anywhere to prop it up. I'm sorry. All right. Think about this. At 18, as a legal U.S. citizen, you guys can vote for president and die for the country in war. But we're deemed way too irresponsible to buy beer, drink beers. Smoke cigarettes, or even rent a car until you're 21. Today, I want to show why raising the voting age to 21 would make our elections fairer, more consistent, and help democracy overall. I'm part of this 18 to 20-year-old age group that this change would affect the most. And I've also looked into real research from psychologists and political scientists, and I believe that raising the age to 21 would improve democracy by creating a more informed group of voters that the founding fathers originally envisioned. This matters because voting is one of the biggest responsibilities we have. If people aren't ready for that responsibility, democracy itself will suffer. Today, I'll first explain why 18-year-olds may not fully be able to vote. Then I'll show how raising the voting age to 21 is a fair and legal solution. Then finally, how this change will strengthen democracy. All right, first, our problem. 18-year-olds are not fully able to vote. This is due to a plethora of reasons, but for today's sake, we're going to be focusing on brain development, lack of political knowledge and experience, and also voting consistency. Our first study is from psychologist Lawrence Steinberg in 2008. He found that the part of the brain responsible for judgment and long-term thinking doesn't finish developing until the early 20s. This means that 18-year-olds tend to make more emotional and risky decisions compared to those who are older. Courts recognize this by treating 17-year-olds as minors, while turning 18 doesn't fully make someone mature. Which is, I think, is kind of crazy how you can go from 17 being tried as a minor for something crazy, and then you can be 18 and it's just like you're being tried as an adult. 1 year, that maturity doesn't just come out of nowhere. Our second reason is lack of political knowledge and experience, and there's two studies that go with this. Chan and Cleat in 2021 found that while voters care about politics, they often lack the experience and knowledge needed to make solid decisions. While Jennings and Niemi in 1981 showed that political beliefs and reasoning typically starts to settle in the early 20s as people start working, living independently, and navigating adult responsibilities. Our last issue with voting is voting consistency. According to Zieglovitz and Eichholzer 2014, they found that first-time voters between the ages of 20 and 25 vote more consistently and understand issues better than younger first-time voters. This can be due to a ton of issues, but I believe it's due to your prefrontal cortex being more developed and your decision-making skills. So if 18-year-olds often lack maturity, experience, and consistent voting behavior, what's the solution? My solution would be to raise the voting age to 21. This aligns with the legal responsibilities that we take with privileges that we have. At 21, people can legally drink, rent cars, rent hotels, Airbnbs, and other adult decisions. Voting would finally be consistent with these rights, also without infringing on the Equal Protections Clause of the Constitution, the 14th Amendment. This makes the law more logical and fair for everyone. Secondly, this also would provide additional life experience. By waiting until 21, voters have more time to gain work experience, manage independent living, and navigate real responsibilities, according to Jennings and Niemi again in 1981. Hart, Atkins, and Donnelly also found that these experiences, such as working, living independently, or engaging in community service, help develop moral reasoning and judgment, which is important when making voting decisions. Also, raising the voting age to 21 creates a more informed and consistent voting group. Research from Zieglovitz and Eichholzer shows that first-time voters aged 20 to 25 vote more reliably and understand political issues better than their 18 and 19-year-old counterparts. This could Further reduce impulsive or emotional voting that could impact our election outcomes, especially those when it comes to peer, peer influence. Say one guy tells you to vote this way, the other guy tells you to vote this way, which are you going to conform to? You know what I mean? 18-19-year-olds are way more conformative. Lastly, this change would strengthen democracy overall. This change would ensure voters are mature enough to handle responsibility of influencing elections, and it would create a more stable and thoughtful electorate, improving trust in democratic institutions. Raising the voting age to 21 doesn't take away rights, it strengthens them, and it strengthens democracy in the process. Raising the voting age to 21 would align legal responsibilities and privileges, giving the young adults, or giving time to young adults to gain maturity and experience before casting a vote. It would create a more informed and consistent group of voters, helping elections better reflect thoughtful decisions that are more logical and divisive. Lastly, voting is one of the most important responsibilities we have as citizens. Ensuring that voters are mature and prepared doesn't limit freedom, it strengthens democracy. By raising the voting age to 21, we can create elections that are fairer, smarter, and stronger for the future without discrimination or any of that. Thank you guys for listening, and you guys have a good night.
Let's go.